There's my microphone. Man. Now, happy Friday, everybody. How's it going? Exophonic has dropped something new. Click on the link in the chat to show support. Let me turn this down a little bit more in the background here. Saffron's here. He's been subbing for 53 months. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate you, homie. 53 months. And I got to see you this week. I consider myself lucky. Who else is here? Ooh, and Saf just got a Yamaha FX500. Steve Acosta's here. Welcome in, homie. Happy Friday to you. Boke Nero. Here, early, with brand new sounds in hand. We're going to kick things off with Boke Nero this morning. Olivia's here. Welcome in, Liv. It is Friday already. It's true. Yes, I cut off all my hair again. Happens every few years. Imbue is here. Welcome in, homie. Happy Friday to you as well. Oh, hey, look at that. Boke Nero got some brand new biodynamics as well. Gotta love that. Oh, man. So you're going to level up again. Thank you, Seth. I think I actually had it by the time I had my session with you the other day, but it took a couple of days because it was all just back mostly. So it took a couple of days to not just do its like thing. So voila, short hair again. Oh no, the biodynamics headphones. Expect a new level up. You're going to be hearing, well, you're probably already experiencing it. I'm late to the party because you've probably been wearing these headphones for a few days, huh? Well, for those joining us for feedback, please drop links in the public feedback. The Discord link is pinned in the chat. Let's see here. What else? After manually. There we go. All right, so now it's going to be pinned for a bit, and I don't think I have any big announcements. I really don't. I think we are free to just jump into feedback this morning, so I think I'm going to power down this noise over here, and I am going to dive into Discord over here. We've got some new stuff from Boke Nero, so we're going to listen to that first, and then we're going to jump into some music, sound effects from Boke Nero. Oh yeah. Kyan! What's up, Kyan? How you doing, man? Happy New Year. It's been a minute. Hope you're doing well. Oh, thank you, Saf. Appreciate you. Happy Friday indeed. Happy Friday. You're here, and it's a Friday, so we're probably going to get to hear you, huh? Oh, yeah. Steven, we get to hear you today? Perhaps. All right, Boke Nero. Let's see what you've gotten up to. Are these sound effects made with the biodynamic headphones on or without? Clochard, welcome in. More Fix It, welcome in. Happy Friday. Still at the house. Okay, right on. Well, here we go. Let's listen to whatever you've made in the last week. I'm always stoked. I'm going to go full screen on these. Yeah, okay. So I think the sounds in this are pretty tight. The only critique I have in this one, honestly, is the dynamics in the rapid fire melee sequence. I'm just going to back up to it really quick and talk through how you avoid this, because we're kind of getting to the point with your sound design work where we're going to look at all of this nuance stuff, right? All of the tiny little detail work, because you've dialed in so much over the past several months, right? Especially all that proximity work that you've been doing lately. All right, so let's watch until this guy is just pounding this thing with his fists. Okay. Right there, where it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It gets a little bit hard to discern the individual hits after the first one. So one way that you can affect that is to stagger these hits onto 2 different tracks, put a compressor on each one, sidechain out to the other track. Okay, so on track A, you're going to sidechain to track B audio, and on track B, you'll sidechain to track A audio. And now you're going to duck the sound by give or take 5 dB or so, maybe even 10 dB, because we're going to be ducking the tail of these impact sounds. Each time a new hit arrives, it's going to duck the tail of the other one, thereby making it easier to hear the new impact, right? So instead of 1 muddy 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that last tail will be at full volume. It won't be ducked at all at any point, because there won't be another punch coming from the other channel. Does that all make sense? So that's the little pro tip on this one. All right, this one. It's quite the impact there at the end. The one thing that I feel that's missing in this one is the thematic representation. Like, I would love to hear a lot of fiery character in this. If you go back to the very initial bit here, it seems like there's this kind of charging up, there's this fire heart, and boom, this transformation, but the sound representing that pretty quiet in comparison to this explosion. So I would say like maybe like an ignition sound. And I mean, you could even have some fun with it. You could even do like a gas stove, like that little click click before it actually goes in to full flame effect or whatever. But give it some kind of like kind of ferocity to the ignition, and then again with the thrust upward, you know, more of like a fire driven heavy fuel like rocket or something like that might be good, just to get that feeling of propulsion, but also the thematic support of the fire, right? Let's check this one here. I want to see this one again. On this last little bit, right here, where there's like, you know, like 15 quick little cuts or 25 quick little cuts or whatever, you might want to layer in just something like some rapid fire scissors or something like that to get some really quick kind of subtle undercurrent blades. This one only did SFX, and sadly they wanted music to be prioritized. All right, let's listen to this one.
なぜならばこれで終わりだからだ KJ21 の歌厳重な作品時々 あの日を経験していなかったら俺は今どうなってたかって考えることがあるんだ。あの一撃で終わりだ。お前に勝ち目なんてなかった。
Okay, yeah, so I could see why they wanted to lead with the music. It's a really nice kind of trailer piece. Also, I will point out that your sound effects wouldn't really have worked as cooperatively like 9 months ago in a sequence like this. It really allows for the music to sit on top. You've controlled the low end of your stuff so much more. That was really solid. All of those sounds really, really fit the theme. Music sat right on top. It's good. This one says this is for a different game. Better visuals. Did the SFX. Music which is similar to the previous clip. All right.
君は僕を怒らせた。僕は諦めない。そう簡単には。
Yeah, that one felt pretty good. Again, kind of staying in the lane, letting the music take over. Here's the full song you made for the animation. Heroes Battlegrounds.
There are many ways to do it.
Yeah, Roblox has
but only
changed a
one
lot.
way to start. Come in.
For sure. Yeah, I feel like, at this point, you've become pretty integral to the entire brand, right? Your music is elevated, the player experience, the sounds have elevated the player experience. It's become synonymous with their entire brand now. So good on you, man. This is great. This is how you become indispensable. This is good. All right, last one here. In here, the victim actually gets flung, so don't mind that. All right, let's listen.
It's over.
One more time.
It's over.
That impact sounded more like the launch itself. So maybe more reliance upon debris scattering and sliding on a surface. And also I would put in a small skid and stop. So you kind of feel like something definitely just came down, right? Instead of having the laser blast at the point of impact. It just kind of bumps me that that's usually the launch sound for most of your fight sequences. So kind of wanting more of an impact sound for this last one. 3 days to make that track, dude. Hey, Seven's here. What's up, Will? Back in the studio, right? Yeah. Poopocalypse is over. 2025 is here. How you doing, man? Morph. No, we are on to the tracks in the public feedback queue at this point. We are beginning. Boke, those are great. Those are great. Are you making sure you have time carved out for personal music endeavors over there in 2025 now that you're in demand? Oh, no, Morph. I just have the sounds and DMs from Boke. Everybody else is in the public feedback queue here. This first one is from Stephen Acosta. Let's listen. Undeniable proof the abominable snowman mollusk exists. Now that is how you name a track. Let's party.
Anybody out there? Hello? Only my footsteps in the snow, but this feeling of being followed follows. Only my footsteps in the snow, but this feeling of being followed follows.
We know what follows him. We call him the abominable. His heart is hollow, plus he's mad, he's withdrawal. Perpetual state of shivers, maggots eat away his liver. Man, if I was him, I'd also want some vengeance here. Cephalopod, capable of shooting 5 ants from his fingers. Fingers, fingers, fingers. You could smell the stimmy sweat when the mollusk lingers, 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 lingers. I'm in a cave that kinda resembles the one from Maple Story. You know the one with lots of zombies wearing miner helmets. An abandoned mine with dimly lit lanterns for light, but the last one's about to go out. Fuck. I'm hiding from something that's in a dream. Gave me a message about. They told me it's a metaphor for my stimulant addiction. I know what follows him, we call him the abominable. His heart is hollow, plus he's pissed, he's in withdrawal. Perpetual state of shivers, maggots eat away his liver. Shit, if I was him, I'd also want some vengeance here. Cephalopod, capable of shooting 5 ants from his fingers. You can smell the stimmy sweat when the mollusk lingers. Cephalopod, capable of shooting 5 ants from his fingers. You can smell the stimmy sweat when the mollusk lingers.
All right, Stephen Acosta, this is great. Everything about it is great. I love it. I love it. I said it last time. You bring in art. It's awesome. You're off until January 20th. Just rebuilt your entire studio. Will, let's jam. It's music time. Just sat down for the first day of work in the new space. Oh, dude, this sounds great. Liv says, you know, the last song this person sent in lived in my head rent-free for a while. Happy to hear you again. Exophonics Music says, I love this part. Saf says, what a story. Clochard says, bravo. Saf also likes this and thinks it's a cool video. Yeah. Man. This is, it's really good. Free all week, let's jam. Yeah, I'm going to make music with Will. All right, just, you know, just utterly fantastic and totally in love with it. I feel like it's all weird nostalgia stuff until you start whispering in my ears, and then it's just basically over. Yeah. And the guttural sounds on the sides, just to tickle, is great. 145. If you could get that little chime run up, the little mallet action that's there for a few seconds, I feel like that could come up just a little bit. And was that a brief glimpse of your face hidden in there? Stay tuned for next week for another episode. Yeah. Nice. Pew, 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 indeed. Indeed. Yeah, that's a good way to start this off. Very good indeed. Yep, that's your face. Excellent. Yeah, that's a solid Easter egg in there. Good stuff. That's how you know when people have been paying attention. Trey's here. We get the party started now. Trey's here. There you are. Let's go indeed. She want a party. Oh, wait, I'm not on the... Hold on a second. What am I doing? Here, we'll use this window right here. Just do this. I'm logged in over here, I think. There we go. Let's listen to Trey.
Party for free, yeah. But still get the fuck she need. Ain't got a pay for the money, keep going and going. I think I'm a loser. Lost was hard to see. The future I live in was big. Ain't better time of the pussy, make up for related and get it back to it. Painting my system, I hold it. I never wanted to turn you down. Niggas told us, so I'm learning. Seeing how the hurt was turning out. I keep on thinking I'm burning loud. Lucky I think I've been burning out. and it's still checking down my. I grip my chest, shit, gripping my God. It's never done. You never won. Oh, baby. You can keep pressing me. Cause I'm pressed now, I'm gon' leave. Tryna party for free. But still get the fuck that she need. Ain't got a path for the money, keep going and going. I think I'm a loser. Lost what's hard to see. Future I live it will be. Ain't better time in a pussy, make up a related and get it back to it. Painting my system, I hold it. I never wanted to turn you down. Niggas so that's all I'm learning. Seen out I heard was turning out. I couldn't thinking I'm burning loud. Lucky I think I've been burning out. I get close so I feel the cloud. Lucky gon' reach when I'm floating down.
Trey, dude, can I just take a moment and say that there are some level ups happening, and I am hearing them. There's a lot of clarity in here. You're getting so much more out of your low end right now, and it's not messing with the coherence of the rest of your track. It's great, man. This is really, really solid. Instant vibe. Like the second you hear the very first note hit, it feels really really full. It's great. Water bubbles up, please. Ting up just a touch, and then a little bit more to the right, and then to the left, and then back to the right. I think it'd be kind of fun to chase this thing. I think this might be the best one that you've shared in stream so far. I think so. But seriously, like the attention to detail that's happening over there right now is worth every single second. It's absolutely paying off. This is fire. This is so good. Like super nitty gritty stuff. When you are controlling your low end, you've got like 98% of it on lock now. Your workflow down here is good. Try using, excuse me, just a shelf to control any little last little bits of low end frequency that might be bumping up against that subchannel in your other sounds in the mix, right? Anything that's like mid-range sound, and you've taken off, frequencies to like say 60 or something like that, right? You feel like you're being pretty aggressive. You can probably still get away on some of those sounds with taking something all the way up to like maybe 100 or so and tapping it down an extra like 5 dB. You're not going to remove any of the sub presence necessarily over here, but what you're going to do is tap down the loudest part of the peaks without removing the lowest frequencies of the other sounds in your mix. And that's going to make that low end even more stable. Give it a bit more gravity in your mix. It's really good stuff, man. Really, really, really good stuff. You're on a roll. It's good stuff. Happy 2025. It's a good way to start it. Absolutely. Kyan. Oh, man. Kyan is in the mix. Look at this Hello Kitty. Look at this. Kyan's in the art a couple of times over. Appreciate the production, homie. All right, this one's called Come Home. Alien Rave Dance Party. Happy Friday, y'all.
Home. We miss you.
Dude, this is great. It's a fun little mashup. I like this fun little climb fill that you've got at 10 seconds. I think sub distortion is holding the track back when it hits. It hits hard and it rumbles and it kind of distorts the entire soundscape. If you were to target a frequency, let's say like 65 hertz and up on that channel instead of the full spectrum of the sound, I think you'd have much more clarity in the track. You'd have a little bit more punch each time that happens to your sub is just going to fly right through or right out of the speaker. But all of that distortion, crunchy yumminess will be sitting on top. 53 seconds in, nice little come down. I think I'd increase the decay on the release of that transition so it all kind of hangs over and resolves a little bit slower, a little bit more relaxed. The snare at 118, super awesome sound, also a bit hot in the mix. Make sure you keep the EQ tight on the reverb channel. It sounded like maybe there was a little bit of extra, excuse me, extra high frequencies and low frequencies in some spots. T to the rescue. Yeah. Subtle little amen break tucked in there. Tempo change. Yeah. Kind of all over the place in this one. I feel like this is it's one of those tracks I could probably listen to it 5-6 more times and come up with something else for you each time I listen through it. There's a lot going on there. Exophonic. Also, this artwork is freaking fantastic. Exophonic, you are up. Crisscross. Yeah. Okay. Exophonic. The one thing that kind of stands out in this one to me is the low end. It feels kind of forceful and kind of over exuberant and like it wants a little bit more attention than whatever it is, this cute little character that is running around in this game. It sounds like a Kirby kind of thing to me. Like it needs really super cute hopping sounds, you know, boing, boing, boing. And to achieve that, we need to get rid of a lot of this kind of heavy gravity holding this thing down. Get a little bit more light and bouncy. Gated pad down about 5 dB, maybe as much as 10 dB in the end, just kind of depending. I would take down the low end in general about 8 to 10 dB, and then bring the low end cutoff up to 60 hertz, 12 dB per octave curve, and that'll eliminate a lot of the sub rumble that we're hearing in there, because you don't really need rumble. It's okay to have sub support, and you still will at 60 hertz, and 12 dB per octave curve is really gentle. Loudness down just in general, and I would mix this more like a game soundtrack piece of music rather than an electronic banger. So less forceful kick, right? It's like the joyous lead that's kind of driving this thing, not this four on the floor kind of forceful delivery. Might even want to, instead of spending more time with the EQ on the kick, maybe even audition a slightly smaller kick and see what it feels like to you. But I think once you're a little less boomy overall in the mix, this whole thing feels a bit closer to the right spot. This is super fun. This is super fun. Let's see what people are saying. Liv says, I think I'm the only musician out there that doesn't care for the deep fried hyperpop thing. Except for Imbue. Imbue agrees. Danny's here. I'm imagining it in the chat. Saffron says Ridge Racer, right? Like the hyperpop, especially Sophie era hyperpop. I don't know. More power to him. Don't get me wrong, says Liv. And this is fun. Gives old Mega Man vibes, she says. Yeah. Yeah, super fun. I would agree with that. Yeah, this definitely feels like an old school side crawler, huh? I can almost feel the hop sounds. Imbue. Exophonic says, gotcha. I was kind of referencing other tracks that are similar. I think the genre is called Kawaii Future House. Oh. Well, hold on a second. If we're going more for like a future house thing, here, let me listen to this just a little bit differently. No, I still mostly feel the same way about the kick. I mean, it's more about the reinforcement of the bass, I think. If for me anyway, if this was to really lock in with Future, I feel like the bass would be more prominent than the kick in this. I'm not sure if... Let me listen. Yeah, I'm not getting the future house part, but I am getting the kawaii and the game soundtrack feels. And you know what? I don't know that I would necessarily steer this track in a different direction either. If it were me, I would take the win on this one because this is super flippin' cute. I would swap out the kick, bring down the sub, balance the mix a bit, get the gated pad down, and sell this thing into licensing because it'll sell a ton because it's super flippin' cute. And then take another swing at the Kawaii Future House thing. But what I would do for that is probably start with a Future House approach and then bring in some Kawaii lead sounds and do something within the Future House construct with the other sounds kind of swapped out and see if it's a better kind of leading step for you there. But this track that you brought here, I think, has a great deal of value in it. I could see this being used quite a bit. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's the fun thing about emerging genres and trends, right? Yeah, I really, really like the the synth palette that you're using in this one. All of the lead pad interplay stuff is good. I think once you find that balance with the pad, it's going to feel like it's all locked in. Yeah, don't worry about the genre. I agree with Liv, that's for sure. But what I would worry about is the feeling of the low end making this feel a little off kilter. It's really cute. And also, I like the art just in general of these, the Ladybug anime stuff on these other tracks too. What is this from? Oh, it's released. Kawaii Digital Fusion. Imbue. Let's do this. Horns and stuff from the Anti-Jerks. Yo, Imbue, I really like this idea that you're chasing right now. I feel like it has a little bit more time, uh, more work to be done, right? It's not quite there yet, but this feels to me like there's like some, I don't know, some grown-ups running around in real life doing some Adventure Time hijinks here. There's some really cool change up moments. I'd love to hear more dynamic interplay in general, right? More surging volume changes as one thing is going up, two more things in the mix are diving down, so that one thing that's going up really, really stands out. And then surging emotions and surging volume changes, they sit well with surges in harmonic presence, right? So swelling, saturation in the mix in general at these points of emotional crescendo. The bass synth needs to come down. Like I feel like this moment around 246 and a bit later kind of shines a light on the imbalance here, with the bass synth being so much more dominant over the horns. So two things, I would bring that down, but also those horns need to be hit with some overdrive. Nothing too gritty, but enough to make the brass really ring, right? The same way that you would hit cymbals on a drum kit with some overdrive until you could hear them really ring, right? It's a similar effect. So hit those things with a little bit of overdrive until you really start to hear the harmonics resonate. And then those things will actually stand up when they start to swell and eventually blare, right? Because there's that kind of tipping point as they swell, and then there's the blah that they make, right? And that is what you want, like at full display there. So it's not ever really going to come out that way until the bass comes down and until the more harmonics are there. So more saturation is exactly your thing. Yeah, absolutely. Genres are a way of marking history, like chapters in a book. Yeah. Xphonic says maybe a little EQ on the root note of the snare, high EQ there to help it pop a bit. So this thought Olivia has had: genres are a way of marking history, like chapters in a book. It is true. It's true. It's also, it's like fashion. It's like, it's like, it's almost like a cultural temperature check too, right? Like, have you ever noticed that, like based on the seasons, we go through like what kind of energy is on the radio, right? In the summertime, you get a lot of like upbeat stuff coming out, right? People play to these cycles throughout the year. A lot of more like heartfelt, emotional stuff in the winter. It's kind of interesting how it's all been like super intentionally shaped. It really is like bookmarks. I mean, it's almost to the point where it's like a music historian could make sense of a great many things the same way that like a geologist could look at different like core samples or whatever. You know what I mean? Looking back in time. Man. You're welcome, Imbu. It's good stuff. Art styles, yeah, it's another good one, Danny, right? Yeah. Like surrealism, impressionism, abstract, such a long, extended period of time. Yeah, right? And people think that not much is changing during those times, but there really is quite a lot changing, honestly. It's just that it takes time to grow the next generation of people is really what it is, right? So parents' generation makes something with a guitar, and then that guitar gets dusty and doesn't get used for a while, and then their kid comes along and picks it up and starts playing it upside down and with some different material for the strings or whatever, and creates a new genre, and bada bing, bada boom. Culture used to move much slower. Everything used to move much slower. Everything. Yeah. Yeah, I was having a conversation with my kid about how much shopping has changed and like ordering things. When I was young, if you ordered something through the mail, a mail order, it took 6 to 8 weeks for delivery, right? It's a fun little example. Indubitably. Yeah, everything's just faster. Every last little bit of it. Little meta. It's here with Hall of Fame. Let's listen.
Yeah, I'm zooming. What it doing? Yeah, I'm zooming. Yeah, I'm zooming. Yeah, I'm zooming. What he doing? Yeah, I'm zooming. 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 Yeah, I'm racing to the top spot. Money pinging hard. I can't stop watching stock cut. Shorty hit my line. She love the way I pop. Big bands in my jeans. Yeah, this grind will never flop. I'm zooming. Yeah, I'm flying in the fast lane. Keep too clean. See the diamonds in the last ring. Day was doubting me. Now they scream my rap name. Told them I'll be up. Now I'm chilling in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, young star gotta go. Yeah, I'm in my f***ing zone. City know my name. Now the stats getting show. Used to dream about it. Now it's facts. I'm on the throne. Every step I take is calculated on my phone. Fast moves. I'm a legend in the making. Wanna take my spot, but I see him out here faking. I'm on a roll. Every shot I take is breaking. Records in my path. All the wins I'm just taking. On the rise and they watching how I do it. Made my own wave. Now the world flowing to it. Never looking back. Every moment I pursue it. Staying on my grind. Yeah, my work is therapeutic. I'm zooming. Yeah, I'm racing to the top spot. Money pinging high. I can't stop watching Stop Club. Shorty hit my line. She let the way I pop up. Big bins in my jeans. This ground will never flop. Never ever. I'm zooming. Yeah, I'm flying through the fast lane. Dip too clean. See the diamonds in the last ring. They was doubting. Now they screaming out my rap name. Told them I'll be up. Now I'm chilling in Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame.
Okay, so we have a second vocal that creeps in there at the very end, and it just pops. So absolutely what Britboy is saying in the chat is correct. This would be so good as a duet. I think that it's especially now, like in the end here, where you have the other element, it kind of puts a light on it. Get a second voice in here. It's a good way to do it, even if it's yours, and just pitch shift it a little bit. The play between the two voices is just so much more compelling and interesting. Absolutely. Connected. How you doing? Happy Friday. Beautiful curse. It is you. Oh, we got a note here. Hi, if it's me now, there will be something completely different. Here comes some Swedish melodic, energy-filled death metal. Sweet. But it's fun to make music, so hopefully you enjoy, or else you gotta mute a moment. I'm sure we'll enjoy it. Here we go. Okay, I like the tension building in the beginning. I think that if you really want to have the audience lean in and be fully primed for the music hitting, I would let that fully those sound effects slowly creep up over time, up to the point where it transitions to music, because there's such small, intimate sounds. And the very first time you're hearing the gun being loaded, you're like, wait a minute, was that a gun being loaded? But then after that, it's like, and you hear these faint shots in the distance, and you're like, oh no, that's not good. And if it continues to just get closer and closer, like imminent danger, my friend, right? Bring a little more anxiety to the mix. Okay, the guitars have a solid tone and they have good delivery, but I feel like they want to be grouped together and finished with a little extra saturation. And I kind of felt this about a couple of different things. So here's what I think needs to happen with this one. I'm going to group some sounds together and going to get them really super tight and punchy on their own. Like the drums, they're solid, but they're not quite punchy on their own, and they're not quite punching through the mix, right? Notice how I'm like adding extra accent on my P's. They really kind of have to, the bass, when it goes away in the mix, things suddenly kind of get a little bit clearer. So we do have a little bit of insight as to some of the things that can help bring a little bit more clarity to this. When you get a little bit more clarity, what happens is you can hear the individual sounds better in the mix, right? So that's why we want to hunt down what is muddying up the mix. I think it's the bass. If you have a group of guitars mixed and they're all super crunchy and loud and everything, and you've got your drums and they're all grouped together and they're all nice and poppy and cutting through, there's not a whole lot left to put together, right? There's the bass and there's the vocals. The bass is going to be 100% supportive in this. There's probably not going to be a time, like, I don't remember there being a time where there was like a solo bass run or anything like that in this track. So I think we just kind of move the bass down to simple support, role player. Nothing needs to peek out from the bass. That'll help the guitars have a really, really solid foundation. Whenever they can, those guitars can be automated up in volume, right? So they can be heard more, right? And same with the lead guitar, it should soar up to the top when it's time for that lead, right? So more assertive and bold automation changes, bringing that bass down to a supportive role, and then grouping different sounds together when you're processing them until they sound like they are a complete unit, right? Like all of those drums feel super locked in and tight because they were all processed together, and then just kind of mix them together, right? So you'll have a few different faders controlling a few different groups of sounds. So you're just going to kind of balance those groups together. It's probably the safest way to get you to the point of like clarity and power with those guitars too. Hey, Velvet Goat Cheese is here. Welcome in, homie. And Zimdremic. Zimdremic, welcome in. Happy Friday to you guys. Liv says, the way guitars, bass, and kick work together, the metal is super satisfying when it's just right. And in those situations, the bass is almost quieter than you think. Yeah, it's true. It's so true. The other thing about the bass is that you don't need sub bass in it, really. You know what I mean? You don't really need like a sub bass presence in this track. So I'd make sure that your low end is rolled up to, say, like maybe 50 hertz or something like that, 12 dB per octave. And that's for the entirety of the track. Right? Knowing that the bass is your lowest element in there. Yeah, exactly. Kick dominates most of the sub range, yeah. Yeah, and even then, with this type of music, you're looking at kicks that have knockers over soft mallets because everything needs to be much more nimble for rapid fire articulation, and the notes need to be rather precise and have a certain kind of edge to them. Yeah, metal's an interesting beast. It's good stuff. I kind of feel like most people who make music should go through some form of metal stage in their life. Kerr. Can't Let You Go. Let's do this. Only the singer, main in harmonies, and songwriter. Okay.
Come on, Ben. The kids listen to you.
I can't let you go. Not now. Not ever. You're always on my mind. My heart. And long have gone the night where we fall asleep on the phone. I need that love. I need your love. I can't let you go. I just can't, I can't let you go. I just can't. Why can't you just realize we'll work? I think that we might. I hope that you know I can't let you go. No. Every second that I take, you'll be running through my brain. Each and every single day is the same, and I pray every second that you take, you'll be happy and okay. Each and every single day, girl, I pray. If you only know. If you only know. No matter what. If you only know. If you only know. Can't let you go. So you tried to say, hey, you didn't even look on my way. Thought we ended okay, but I guess we can't be straight. Memories from your birthday flood my mind throughout the workday. Memories back in my place, gotta learn to throw them away. I can't let you go. 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 I can't, no, I can't let you go. I can't let you go. I can't let you go. So you tried to say, hey, you didn't even look on my way. Thought we ended okay, but I guess we can't be straight. Memories from your birthday.
Yo, Kerr, this feels so good. There's some finishing touches that I would love to hear. They're all vocal related. I really like the key or the low key vibe all the way through. I think the vocals are lovely. I think your delivery with all of it is lovely. I'd love to hear a little bit more breath and air, so just a little bit more reverb and just a little bit more of the high end being allowed through. Respect the gazelle. Thank you so much, Kwame. Hope you're doing all right over there. Appreciate you, homie. But yeah, just so nice. The only reason why I want a little more breath is so we can hear a little bit more of the, the hesitation when it happens, and the, the quick little intake, or just just a little bit more like intimate connection. 125 vocal processing would be nice in this section. Subtle delays to accent emotional arc of the moment. I felt the same exact way near the outro around 324. It'd be really great just to hear just some buttery, smooth, warm delay tails in there. Love the backing vocals at 202. Kind of had a similar feeling there. So I'm just going to say just in general, just a touch more finish on the vocals. Just being able to hear them sit in the air for just a split second longer would make it all that much better, I think. Sonic is down. Welcome in. Happy Friday to you. This is just brilliant. It's really, really good stuff. Like you can release this as is right now. I just feel that there's some butteriness that can come still. A little more delay, just a touch more reverb. It's really good stuff. Oh, Kwame, 3 interviews this week, applied to grad school, kind of started a freelance business consultant. Kwame, what's going on, dude? Don't see you for a week and what? Ooh, could just toss a jazzy piano outro there. Oof, yeah, you could, and that would sit well. People would be like, hey now. Yeah. It's endemic. I'm like, I don't need coffee today. Bro's like, bro, I have to put up with you for the rest of the day. To my brain, we need coffee. Oh, we love you, Kwame. What are the interviews for? Sonic Side Down saying, bro, do you have an idea of a website? If you're asking if I have a website, I do. OhmLabmusic.com. Some space on the vocals is a great shout. Yeah, I hear you. Kwame says, I'm trying to be very disciplined this year. Want to pay $50K in loans this year. I need for indoor activities that don't require me spending money. I need to level up. I'm getting old. Blackberry's here. Happy 2025, Blackberry. Hope you're doing well up there. Blackberry's saying, hi, Al and Kerr. This track seems about 3 to 5 BPM too slow. It's dragging the backbeat quite a bit, and the 6/8 feel is lost to a forced downbeat. Picking up the tempo a bit won't make it lose its quaint feel. If anything, it will help bring out an even greater sense of intimacy with the lyrics. New job for more cash. That's fair, Kwame. You want an idea because you're working on one. Well, what kind of websites are you building? Yeah, I think that's what we got for you, Kurt. Zev. Man, Will shared something so tasty with me a couple of weeks ago. Where is that right now? Will. All right, Zev is saying, working on the break beat and drop and trying to not overthink it. I added some tension strings to hold the energy through the drop. What do we think? More variation, more strings. Want the impact to feel really satisfying when everything comes back. It's sitting on your USB stick. Very nice. And getting played for the first time next week. Mega excited. Yeah, that's awesome. Divisor 1 million, if you would like to put a second link into the queue, we do welcome you to do that. We just ask you leave a bunch of space between them and don't expect the second one to be played. But if we have a time for the second one to be played, then bonus. Snow Aster, how you doing? Welcome in. Happy Friday. Go to the gym 5 days a week. Started last July. Great for mental health, right? Right? Lewis the Swift, welcome in. Happy Friday. Whoever is here for some feedback, hit the Discord. Link is at the top of the chat, pinned. Hit the public feedback channel. If you do want to be heard, don't hem and haw over it because we will eventually close the queue. I won't hear you if your stuff is not in there. Let's listen to Space Jam from Will. Flamethrower Azrael, welcome in. Is that you, Azrael? Or is this a different Azrael? Will, this is awesome. This makes me so happy. It is a little jungle palette. Not jungle as in D&B, but jungle as in, like, you know, very busy place with lots of life forms. Lovely. I like the little bass critters. I love the candy percussion. All right, so this kind of shimmer drone that's super subtle. It might be cool to have a second drone in there that's lower, something kind of mid-range lower and growlier, kind of counterbalance, add another kind of exotic primal element to it. It would also, at 241, this spot, and also where it dips down. So I guess through to about 340-ish, something like that, right before you start to come out of this section. It'd be cool to hear a little additional percussion elements that aren't heard elsewhere in the track, and maybe some, like, I was thinking like washed out shakers or like maybe rainmakers. Rainmakers might be a better fit. Something like that. And then maybe also some environmental sound in there to build just a little bit richer atmospheric ambience in this minute or so. Could come back 413. 450. I was sitting here listening to this as it got up to full volume. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I think the ARP is a little hefty going into the master. I think it's going to be a little bit too big. Really super satisfying timbre. Would it be cool to detune here and there just for the sake of tension and release, or maybe just have the delay be slightly detuned or pitch shifted? And these periodic growls keeping pace in the background. It would be cool to hear one extended every once in a while in a really big verb splash, like just, or like a good extended delay or something. Nothing overly overt or abundant. This tiny little baby laser at the end, it's cute. Connected says needs more progression. Carry the breakdown till the hats come back in. Missing something, couldn't place it yet. Yeah. You know what else might also be kind of good in here is maybe, let me just go back and listen to this really quick. I mean, I might be off base here, but like one of the rhythmic things that could change over time could be like a little like super muted guitar palm mute, right? That's kind of lifted over time. Might actually be kind of cool in the breakdown section too. Yeah, Liv. I struggle with that with myself. Love the sound of upwards compression on lead and lead-esque sounds, but boy, is it easy to overdo it. Often ends in compromise. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Blackberry says, Zev, the attack on the kick seems a little too disproportional. Try dialing it back a little bit to open up a little more space for the transient of other instruments. You might find that it opens up the upper mid across the entire mix. You might also find the clap could come down a touch as a result. Hell yeah. Yeah, once you're pushing something upward and forward, it can be a little in your face. Oh, excellent. I'm glad that what I'm saying is vibing with you. Rain shakers, muted guitars. Like, this is the vibe of this one. It is. It is. Connected says adding a little funky bass or guitar too. Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking with the palm mute idea, maybe, right? You got like because you can lift up that mute at any point, right? Get a little ring in there. Asriel, if you want to be heard, get your stuff into public feedback. Let's listen to Snow Aster. Will, it's always so good to hear you. And yes, we should jam. We should. I hope you're getting some good downtime in. Snow Aster saying this is an AB-sided single. You can pick one, but they go together. All these are the masters, so I'm not changing them. Okay. The Road or Omni? Yeah, plus wah pedal, instant funk. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%.
I found the road that leads to the sun. It's been hiding from all of the things that I've done to myself. I found the words that read like a story I tell to my children, that they'd grow up and spread it to the whole wide world. I can't find a better reason to celebrate. Even still, I need to find a way to concentrate, 'cause I can't help but wander down the road not taken. Little do I know that I can lose my way. 'Cause if I'm gonna fly, I need to die inside. People stop telling me otherwise. I'm gonna find myself. People stop leaving like each other.
Ooh. Yeah.
I need the courage to clean up this mess. My room has been trashed while the spirits regret.
Yeah. Hey, hold on just a second here. 212. Oh, yeah.
Looks like the time has come to work it out. I got a fire burning by my design. What am I talking about? All these excuses got me benefiting from the doubt. I've been abandoned, manipulated, drug held, fornicated. And now I sing about my pain for clout. But when I look ahead, feel like I'm getting something out of it. It's keeping me fed, let's hope this money isn't counterfeit. I'm doing the thing, repeat the process, got late discipline. Give the homie a raise. We're never getting past the talking stage. I guess nobody wants to be with the gopher in this day and age. Do you even know what you value? That shit is hard to gauge. I see you going at the dumbers and goomers and arsonists and boomers. Put those motherfuckers in the cage. And when they take you to bed, I hope you're getting something out of it. Hope they're keeping you fed. I hope that money isn't counterfeit. And when you're doing the thing, repeat the process, don't leave discipline. You can give them a like I'm getting something out of it. It's keeping me fit. Let's hope this money isn't counterfeit. I'm doing the thing. Repeat the process, call it discipline. Give me a
Hell yeah. Snow, I would absolutely enjoy watching you perform live. This feels so great. This is liberated. This is good. It's solid. All right. So first one, love the loose jangling intro. Really hits home all the way around. Subtle saturation on the strings for added harmonic presence. Subtle, tastefully applied would really kind of help them pop in future tracks. Would love to hear the vocals sit on top of everything just a little bit more than they are right now, with just a little bit more top end. I really like your voice. Some serious feels all the way throughout. And your use of distortion in this first track was really, really interesting. I felt like it kind of grew on me over time in a way. Yeah, it had a very kind of satisfying result. And the second track, again, I know these are already released, but it would be cool to hear the hats up just a touch and to actually hear like a little nervous foot play in that first section where things are a little quieter and the arrangement is fairly sparse. Just like a little kind of anxious energy is like a foreshadow. This thing really picks up. It's good. It's funky fresh. Dissonance in that string is great. That's good. That's good. I really thoroughly enjoyed these. Ooh. Oh, now that's interesting, Liv. Snow Astra and Stephen Acosta collab. I would listen to that. I'm down for that. Blackberry says, Beatles fan, old man, 20 years ago, you would have had to say an early Lenny Kravitz fan to keep current with the whippersnappers. Now, this smacks of Beatles. It does. And, you know, you see Kwame like, oh man, is this kind of like a funky back? Like Danny's all Radiohead, Dixie Dregs. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. But most of that can just be kind of filtered right back down into Beatles fan. Connected. I'm not sure if anyone here is in the LA area today. I mean, I know that we have a lot of community members in the LA area. I just want to take a moment and say I'm really, really sorry. Really, really sorry that you guys are watching Hometown be so devastated right now. It's just awful and harrowing, and our hearts go out to you. And I wish there was so much more that all of us could do from afar. Connected. This one is called Chores. Let's see what it's all about. Snow Aster, that stuff was fantastic. Please keep bringing more. Okay, oh, and second more. All right, this is fun. I like it. The LUFs are a little hot. It's a little loud. It's good sound. Quality of sound is still good. It's just loud. And I think your vocal presence is great. I'd back off the limiting and compression a bit until there is a perceived proximity difference between these smaller perk elements and environmental kind of Foley sounds, these situational contextual sounds. Like for instance, the camera beep could be 10 feet back behind, or the feeling of being 10 feet back behind one of these really close and intimate tiny details that feels like it's almost right on my ear. You know what I mean? And when you have that much difference in stereo spectrum and amplitude and pitch, you start to get a much more immersive feeling immediately. Something that you can really just kind of fall into and be absorbed by, which I think this is what this track really is. It wants to kind of wrap itself around you. Really like this pace. I have a strong craving, deep desire for more dynamic range, more little itty bitty tiny quiet sounds, and then these big booming throbby sounds over the top of them. They're just going to be so much more satisfying if that contrast, that juxtaposition is there. 148, the square synth is just punching through. It's too loud. Maybe you bring it down 10 dB to start. It'll still tear out of the speaker at that volume. It's just too loud right now. I'd love to hear a couple of things. More decompression space in the intro section, giving us a little bit more time to acclimate to the environment, more sounds in context to kind of paint a picture of like where we are and what kind of space we're sitting in before the other stuff starts to happen. And then second, just more environmental sounds along the way. Things that can help paint a little bit more of the picture of the space that we're in so we can buy into it just a little bit more. All of the sounds that you've got in there right now are great. It's great. Lewis the Swift. I see you. Blackberry says connected. Double check your harmonic balance between your kick and your low bass line. There are a couple of spots where the frequency balance flutters and there is masking occurring. You could be a little more daring with your sense of depth of field, especially in moving things forward and back in the sound field. Sounds tend to remain in one position. Yeah, I'm feeling the same thing. More dynamic change over time. Stereo spectrum, frequency spectrum, amplitude spectrum. Boom. Yeah, oh, tons of potential. Don't let this one collect dust. This one should be finished. It's really tasty. All right, Lewis Swift. This picture gets me every single time. I don't know why. It's just a classic picture. This one's called Golden. Oh, yeah. Connected is saying, oh, so kind of screwed this up. Left a limiter on while I was working, and it screwed everything up. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. All right, let's listen.
Lost in the moment, it's taking over me. Keep your composure, you know that I want ya. Can you just hold that beat? I'm feeling golden, lost in the moment, it's taking over me. Keep your composure, you know that I want ya. Can you just hold that beat? I'm feeling golden, lost in the moment, it's taking over me. Keep your composure, you know that I want want ya. Can you just hold that beat?
All right. Not a ton of feedback on this one. I think it's fun. It's infectious. It's really upbeat. I dare you not to dance. Super classic vibe. Vocals are a little bit hot. Bring them down a few, and then the luffs down just a smidge. It doesn't need to be pushed quite as much as it is. Lewis says this track was recently pro-mastered for volume, and I agree. It does sound very pro. It just seems just a little bit loud is the only thing, but it's just my personal thing. So. Zendremic says, honestly surprised they don't have a coffee nicotine combo brew. Nicotine is great for focus. No, it's not the same as smoking. Please don't smoke, kids, and don't try substances without the supervision of qualified professional. I'm not that. Can you just imagine if they actually did do that, though? You know, like, I'm sure they've tried. I guarantee you they've tried, right? Oh my gosh. I mean, coffee and cigarettes ran this country probably ran the world for how many generations? I'm pretty sure. It definitely wasn't batteries. I'm pretty sure it was coffee and cigarettes. Yeah, nicotine tastes bad, right? Well, it is a poison. I think there's a reason why it tastes bad. Our taste buds are like, excuse me, sir, that's a poison. You take that out of the mouth, please. Thank you. It's poison. Lewis says, is the mix sounding good? I wanted the drums to punch through the mix to drive the track. Did the drums sound punchy to you? Yeah, I think everything sounded good. The one thing that kind of stood out to me in the mix was the vocals felt a little hot. If you were to take a little bit of punch away from the vocals and give it to the drums, you'd be locked in. Blackberry says, Lewis, nice poppy track. The mix needs some work. It kind of sounds like you were mixing this to try and sound like everyone else instead of sounding, trying the best to serve the music and performances that you've captured. By most people's standards, this is fantastic as is, but I think there is some platinum to be found in this gold. There is a coldness to this mix. Dave says, my granddad was literally taught at school that cigarettes were healthy for him. Yeah, I remember. I had the same doctor from birth until he retired as an old rock. Dr. Bussman is an old guy. Anyway, that was the era of all the doctors had the pack of cigarettes in their pocket, right? I mean, if you went to the movie theater, people were smoking in there too, or airplanes, whatever. I mean, people just smoked all the time, right? But doctors endorsed them. Like I can remember I believe it was a Parliament commercial with a doctor talking about the scientific reason why it was healthier to smoke these, because the charcoal gave you an extra added layer of protection against the tar. And I remember thinking to myself, this is a doctor saying this. Ah! Liv says, I'm thinking like the way 90s house vocals were mixed. You know? Yeah, I think that would be a perfect match for this track. 9 out of 10 doctors recommend Nico Chico. Nico Chino, the future of coffee. A little nicotine in your daily cappuccino, the perfect blend. What could go wrong? Well, I think your bowels would go wrong. Your gut would go wrong. I think everything would go wrong. Oh, man. Right? Lewis says, should I increase the volume of the drums and reduce the vocals? Perhaps. I hear what Blackberry is saying, which is like we should always mix to like in response to what we are hearing, not anything else. So getting into the mix and not like post-master is absolutely necessary. It's a good place to start. Bringing down the volume of the vocals, bringing up the drums just a little bit, and then also backing off of the limiting. Yeah. I also agree with Blackberry about there being a really high value in this track. It has a very classic vibe to it. It's got a really solid palette. Yeah, smoking in the doctor's office, in the hospitals, in the classes. Yeah, right? Right? Yeah, doctors endorsed booze and cigarettes. Absolutely they did. Absolutely. Help! The coffee is working. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, man. Absolutely. Hey, Scruffy Rico's here. What's up, Rich? Happy 2025 to you, homie. Happy New Year. Kwame Brown. Can I just say this bowl of mango salsa looks delicious? Jalapeno salsa. That's what this one's called. 96 BPM, maybe? Oh, no, 122. You know, Kwame, this feels so right in so many ways. I think a lot of the like overall satisfaction driving this one for me is your use of frequencies and keeping things balanced, bringing in the counterbalance agents at just the right time. It also is moving it at a really like a really fresh pace too. Upbeat and spicy. This little gallop beat is good. I like how it pushes everything forward and keeps everything kind of happy. Maybe if we shave just a tiny little bit of the highs off, take just a little bit of the shine, it would fit in the pocket just a little bit more. Yeah, I love what you're doing with the frequency stuff in this one. I really do. I think it's a well balanced, timbre-rich palette that you're playing with here. Divisor 1 million says, I liked it. Not gonna lie. Syndromic realizing I cut off all my hair. Thought there was something different. Kwame, this is from Blackberry. Kwame, you have finally broken completely free of the first beat of every bar of and every measure. Hey. Syndromic says, you may let our compliments affect your feedback to our music. I'm okay with that. Don't do that. Yeah, super chill and vibey, right? That is Kwame in a nutshell right there. And super sexy. Kwame, I appreciate you so much. That was a fantastic track. That was really good. Don't change too much of this, please. It was really good. Kerr's got one. And I'm just going to check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're doing good. If you're sitting out there in listening land and you're thinking to yourself, I might just be a listener all day, but I might also drop a track in there so people can hear me. I'm not quite sure. This is the time. This is the time where you just go ahead and do it. You bounce the track and you upload it here and you just get the feedback. Maybe it's the first time doing it. Maybe you've been nervous. For whatever reason, you're just going to do it today and get 20, 25 off to a different start. So anyway, we're getting close to closing queue time, so get your stuff in there. This one is called Unreleased from Kerr.
Girl, can we be friends? I have no other plan. Girl, can we be friends? Won't disrespect your man. Come on, baby, what you say? I can wait there all damn day. Oh, I can be here every day. Oh, what you say? So what you say? Girl, can we be friends? I have no ulterior motive. Girl, can we be friends? I have no ulterior motive. Girl, can we be friends? I have no ulterior motive. Girl, let's just be friends. Familiar. Fix your relation. Don't worry, I'll be here when it's gone. No. Running and running, you're all inside my head. I want your loving, so baby, pay your debt. Jesus did not get up on the cross for that. If I was that bad, then baby, give me that. Red Rover, baby, please come over. we be friends? I have no ulterior motive. Girl, can we be friends? I have no ulterior motive. Girl, can we be friends? I have my ulterior motive. Can we be friends? My ulterior. Can we be friends? My ulterior.
Lovely. Lovely. I want a little bit more brightness from the snare. Just a tiny bit more. Like, there's a couple tiny little EQ things here. The vocal can be tightened up just a little bit with some EQ as well. Maybe just a tiny little dip out of the center, like maybe around like 400-ish, and maybe just a tiny little bump around like 1K. Shave a little bit more off the low end with the shelf, and maybe give it just a tiny little bump somewhere between 7 to 10K for just a little bit of air. Yeah, just a little bit more EQ work to tighten things up. I also think the backing vocals overtake the lead a little bit around 134, and a couple of other spots would be worth listening to that one moment specifically, and then just going through the track a couple of times and listening with a really critical ear and making a couple notes, right? At what point are the vocals not in perfect harmony or balance, right? And then use those notes to your advantage. Active volume automation, driving dynamic changes in the delivery of the backing vocals to accent and support the main vocals and storyline. That's one sentence. There's a period at the end of that. But that's basically what needs to happen here. The like raw and genuine delivery of all of the vocals really shouldn't change at all. It's just tiny little volume changes, I think, to help kind of push and pull the or push and support main vocals and storylines. Great ensemble moment at the end there, 318 onward. That's really good stuff. Yeah, it's really good. I really like your vibe, Kerr. All right, so BlackBerry has some input here too. I think Kurt was saying earlier that they're fairly new to the mix side of things. Like what you're doing in terms of music when it comes to the performances and mixes, I'm getting a sense that good enough is your standard of excellence, and the tracks deserve so much more. It sounds almost like there's a bunch of people partying while you're trying to mix this in a late night session at Committee of Beer. I get a different vibe off of this one. I get I feel like that's an intentional looseness to it. Yeah. Well, regardless, I do think that having some of these active volume changes would really kind of drive home these moments where the backing vocals are really lifting up the main vocal in the storyline there. Paul Paradise, Flying Through Space. Black Moon Rising. Let's do this. Divisor 1 Million says it was supposed to be the dance, more upbeat song on the album. All right, Paul, Paradise. I feel like this is night driving classic right here. Bass can be tightened up a bit. It feels a little kind of withheld and a little muddy. I'd roll the low end cutoff up to 50 hertz. That'll help lighten it up a bit. 12 dB per octave curve, and then hit it with a little saturation to get the mid highs popping in the sound, and it should stand out in the mix. Snare can come down a bit. You might also want to take off just a little bit of the upper frequencies on that one. The lead can be brightened up a bit. Saturation again, this time target 7K to generate some more brilliant harmonics up high in the sound. And then that lead should cut through the mix pretty well. Kick could be a bit quieter, but get some saturation, get more snap to it. I agree with that, Zimdremek. I agree with that. Liv is saying lots of headroom could be gained by controlling the snare a bit. Agree with that. Yeah. All right. We've got unlikely confusion here. Blackberry says, Paradise, 80s sci-fi soundtrack vibe, one keyboard sax solo away from being on a Jim Warnowski exotic or erotic thriller, which means I like it. This could be on any of the classic 80s, 90s B-movie direct-to-video director soundtrack and sit there proudly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, cyberpunk. Okay, unlikely confusion. That is Flamethrower Asriel. Let's do this. All right, unlikely confusion. Wanting this phasey bass in the background to be more bold and upfront. It kind of sits in the background, and it's almost like it's waiting to do something. And it doesn't need to. It could just kind of come right up front and be a bit more bold. Excuse me. Transition effects to help bridge the changes in this one. For this vibe, I'd recommend some suckbacks and airy whooshes. The suckbacks will give this kind of very tight and controlled feeling, that kind of thing, where the whooshes, the whoo, are the things that you kind of give on the opposite side of that to create this kind of push and pull effect over time in a track like this. And I think I think it would work well for you. Less Than Perfect DJ, welcome in with the rest of your crew. How was your stream? Happy Friday. We're doing a little feedback today. You've caught us right between tracks. If any of you are producing music over there and you want some feedback from our community today, we are happy to open the queue back up and let you back in. Just say the word or just post something in the public feedback channel in our Discord. I'll post the link right now and you guys can click on it. Did some feedback yourselves. Nice. Well, happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for the raid. Always a pleasure to have you guys here. Unlike the confusion. Yeah, this is, for me, the volume mix felt a little off. Like I would love to hear you do a full-on fresh volume mix on this without even looking at the first go around as a cheat sheet. The reason why I say this is I'm not sure that you would be making all of the same volume choices, all the same stopping points. I'm not sure it would sound the same. And to me, it just kind of says, I have a feeling that some of the volume levels were made kind of arbitrarily. And I think that when you listen through something with fresh ears and you're forced to assign, kind of priority status to all of the different elements in your track, you might find that with a different balance that has a different character. Yeah, I want a more greater definition in the arrangement or the way that the song is built, and then bringing the bass more up front and allowing it to drive the song a bit more, and then put in some additional transition effects to bring a little more ear candy. Yes, the gain staging. Yes, the volume mix, I think, can be done differently. And I'm not saying it has to be done any certain way, but I do think that if you were to reapproach it from the ground up, that you would do it differently. Which isn't a bad thing. It just means that you're now going to listen to the different variations and start to realize what it is you like about certain aspects and what you don't like about certain aspects. And that's going to steer you in one direction over the other. So I think that's what comes next for you in this one. Hey Log, it is you. This one is called Disintegrate. You're welcome, Azrael.
You reap with what you sow. just in a grave right in front of your eyes. You wouldn't know whether if I was dead or alive. Now the eyes wide in like it's some sort of surprise. I was just destined to see if it crossed your mind, but it didn't. I see you trying to pry your way into my business. You'll never get it. Oh, every year the circle shrinks and it thickens. It always thickens. Pause. She wonders why I always hang out in the dark. IDK bro just chilling playing guitar. Oh, it was all my fault. Turning a commitment to a complete heart. So I should really focus on my butt. There's never a balance, music till I go to bed. Baby, I'm far too gone. Bags under my eyes, I didn't sleep until dawn.
This right here would be like ideal peak Luffs, by the way. That where that piano's sitting. This is a really good song, Hey Log. I think that the loudness is really, really holding this one back. It's a great song. Your arrangement is solid. Your delivery is solid. All of your ideas running throughout this are really original. They're very captivating in a lot of ways. But pushing the loudness to this degree kind of wrecks it. And you should absolutely fix it. I know that it is a trend to push things really loud. That trend will not last long. This sound will. This is you have a really good thing cooking here. You should really do yourself a favor and listen to this and listen to a much more gentle version of this, a much more gently mastered version without all of the limiting in play, and listen to the two of them on a whole bunch of different types of listening systems, in different cars, different types of headphones, different types of speakers. Listen to it on a TV, listen to it in different ways, and I think you'll probably start to get a really good, clear picture why I'm having such a strong reaction to this. Your music is fantastic. Your music is fantastic. You have a lot to share with people. This moment around 140 is just so ideal. It's so ideal. If you get this loudness under control, you don't just have an epic sounding track. You have a signature sound that people want to hear more of. Really interesting choices throughout it. A lot of artistic choices, really good, and lots of good ideas being explored with the backing vocals as well, right? And the use of or the idea of accenting around storyline. It's all really good. It's all really good. Haylog says this is a 2-year-old song, but I'll try to make it quieter and see how it sounds. Yeah. Clochard was saying, my teacher was saying, listen to it in your shitty car radio. If it sounds good, you have good mix. Yeah, there's something to that. You hear this a lot. And you can do the same with just like a really small, like single speaker, like little dollar store type radio, you know. Also, just really crummy headphones. Like if you can get a really good sound out of a really crummy device, then you know you've done something okay along the way. Right? It's not hard to make something that sounds pretty good sound nice on a really nice system. A really nice system makes all sorts of things sound pretty good. It can also kind of expose some things that don't sound great, but more often than not, you start to hear things that you weren't hearing before and things open up in different ways. So what I'm trying to say is loudness is a mask. It's something that people push upon their music largely because they A, wanted to compete and impress, and B, because they may feel like it is otherwise lacking in some way. If you happen to listen to stuff that you make and you feel that it's lacking in any way, it is 100% and only imposter syndrome. It's something we've all got. You have a great sound. Don't turn it up. It's really good. All on its own. It's really good. Syndremic. Let's do you. See what you made. This is monogenic 005. Oh no. Oh no. Here it comes in. Dude, Syndremic, I'm not exactly sure what all was used to make the palette of sounds here. There's like this heavyweight horn synth guy. There's this weird noisy vocal stabby thingy. It doesn't have any matcha candy. I think there was a dog growling at me. It's like I'm being hypnotized and haunted kind of simultaneously here, I think. Yes, it was growling. A water drop. No matcha, just a water drop. Yeah, this is water, huh? Yeah, okay, I hear it. This is a water drop. Okay. Except for the dog? Even the growl. Okay, even the growl. Now I kind of want to hear the growl. Here it comes. Here it comes. Oh yeah, okay. Okay. I hear it. I hear it. Past 6 songs have only been a water drop. See what you can do with a single drop of water? And people are out there complaining. People are out there complaining about not having the right hi-hat or the right synth or something. And homie over here has been playing with the same single water drop for like 6 weeks now. Man. Doesn't that make the rest of you feel like whiny, entitled little... Oh, I'm sorry. No, just kidding. Let's back off a little bit, huh? Only using a water drop for the entire year. 2025, y'all. That's where we are. No, it's insanity. Don't do what I do, he says. Do not do what I do. This is not safe for anyone. Unless you do, then, you know. Halog has a couple more here, and I'm down with this, if you guys are. This first one is called Mouth. Yeah, this one's just too loud. This one is, you can kind of see it's clipped all the way across. It just kind of ran right into a brick wall. I'm going to needle drop this in a couple spots, but we can't listen to the whole thing. It's just a little bit too much. Yeah, it's just too much. It's going to hurt. We can't do this one. But this is why having a meter and like paying attention to what the numbers are when you're bouncing the stuff is so super important. Because this could be a really killer song. But I'm not going to know unless you rebounce it, because I'm not going to listen to it. But this is why. All right, let's listen to this one. This one is Blinded by the Sun. I see big peaks. Let's do it. Oh, that's a lot of sub. This is going to hit us so hard. It's going to hit us so hard in the face. Yeah, there'll be a lot less distortion in your music. Everything will feel so much better when you bring down the volume. This is probably a really great track too. Yeah. Yeah, I want to hear you at like neg 10 or so. Here's LUFS is a measure of perceived loudness. Okay, it's not like decibels. It's measuring how loud we feel something is. And if you were to listen to, say, Spotify, They start turning things down at neg 16 decibels. And I think that your stuff would probably sound pretty darn good, somewhere between like neg 13 and neg 10 at the loudest. And this feels like it's probably like neg 0. The closer you get to 0, the louder it gets. And the reason why most streaming is at negative 16 LUFS, and television and movie broadcast is even lower. It's even lower. But those standards are low, so people can turn it up, right? So they can enjoy it at different volumes. When it's delivered at that volume, you can't really even turn it down and get any of that quality back. So, yeah, I'd love to hear you reapproach. Yeah. That would be delicious. Especially since I like the first one so much. It was pretty tasty. I am going to come over here to my other screen. I'm going to refresh. I'm going to see who is doing their Twitch thing right now. And we're going to move this party on over to them. Let's see who's up. Let's see who's doing their thing. Heyo! We're going to go back to E-Town. We have a good thing going. We will see each other again on Monday after this weekend. I hope you stay inspired and that you make something great. If you happen to be down in California, please be safe. Please wait until they tell you to go back. All that good jazz. I appreciate you guys. Big love. Thank you for all of the fire today. You guys are freaking awesome. We're going to check in on all your level ups again next week. Peace out.